Hello everybody, welcome into another lesson. First, let me apologize that this isn't the graphing lesson I talked about. I had ordered some magnetic coordinate plane dry erase sheets to stick up on the board so we could do that. I'm still waiting for them to come in, but those are going to be nice for when I go ahead and teach graphing lessons. There will be no more hand-drawn graphs. It'll all be even, and then we won't have to worry about it being a hot mess like it used to be. So for now, I'm going to jump ahead a bit and then come back to graphing. Today we're going to talk about simple adding and subtracting of polynomials, which this may seem a lot like Algebra 1, but it's still very important. So we're just going to review how to add and subtract polynomials today. So here you have 8x squared plus 1, that quantity, plus the quantity of 3x squared minus 2. If we remember, whenever you add or subtract polynomials, you have to have like terms. They have to be either constant terms, which are like terms, or the same variable and the same power, you add their coefficients. So here, the 8x squared and the 3x squared, those are like terms because you have the same variable and they're both to the same power. So you would just add the coefficients. So 8x squared plus 3x squared, that's 11x squared. And then 1 and negative 2 are constants, so 1 plus negative 2 is minus 1. So you should end up getting 11x squared minus 1 for your answer. Easy enough, right? Okay. Next we have, let's see, 3x to the third plus 10x plus 5, that quantity minus x to the third minus 4x plus 6. So we have the quantity of 3x to the third plus 10x plus 5, that whole quantity, minus the quantity of x to the third minus 4x plus 6. So whether you add or subtract, again, it's your like terms. So the 3x to the third and the x third are like terms. So 3x to the third minus x to the third, that's going to be 2x to the third. You have no x to the second on either one of them, so you're good there. But 10x and negative 4x are alike. So 10x minus 4x turns into 10x plus 4x, so that would give you plus 14x. And then the 5 and 6 are like terms, so 5 minus 6 is negative 1. So the answer you should get would be 2x to the third plus 14x minus 1. Let's see, x squared minus 6x plus 5, that quantity minus the quantity of x squared plus x minus 2. So we have the quantity of x squared minus 6x plus 5 minus the quantity of x squared plus x minus 2. Well, again, do your like terms, so x squared minus x squared, well, your x squared's gone. We don't even have an x squared now. But you have negative 6x and x are like terms, so negative 6x minus x would give you negative 7x. And then you have 5 and negative 2 are like terms, so 5 minus negative 2 turns into 5 plus 2, which would be 7. So what you should get is negative 7x plus 7 once you do the math here. let's see, 16 minus 13x plus the quantity of 10x minus 11. So we have the quantity of 16 minus 13x plus the quantity of 10x minus 11. Well, notice in the first quantity, they're out of order. You have it in ascending order instead of descending order. But that's okay. We're still the same process. When we write the answer, though, we're going to want to write it in descending order. Start with your highest power, which in this case is to the first power. Then your next would be your constant term. So you have the negative 13x plus 10x. That'll give you negative 3x. And then you have 16 plus negative 11. That'd be plus 5. So what you should get is negative 3x plus 5. So yes, always start with your highest power first and then work your way into descending powers, called descending order. Alright, 7x to the third minus 1, that quantity, minus 15x to the third plus 4x squared minus x plus 3. So we have 7x to the third minus 1, that quantity, minus the quantity of 15x to the third plus 4x squared minus x plus 3. So start with your highest power, 7x to the third minus 15x to the third. That's going to give you negative 8x to the third. And then between both of them, the first one, the only other term is a constant, but the second quantity you have 4x squared. So just subtract 4x squared, so you'd have negative 8x to the third minus 4x to the second minus negative x would turn into plus x. And then you have negative 1 minus 3, that'd be minus 4. So the answer here, once you simplify, would be negative 8x to the third minus 4x squared plus x minus 4. Let's see, 8x plus the quantity of 14x plus 3 minus 41x to the second plus x to the third. So 8x plus the quantity of 14x plus 3 minus 41x squared plus x to the third. You gotta watch out because sometimes they will put terms out of order deliberately to try and confuse you. Look at your highest power. That's going to be x to the third power, right? Well, we just have plus x to the third power, so we'll definitely start there. You'll get x to the third. Then you have plus negative 41x squared. That'd be minus 41x squared. Then you have 8x plus 14x. That'd be plus 22x. Then you have plus 3. So this all would simplify into x to the third minus 41x squared plus 22x plus 3. All right, let's see. 4x to the second minus 11x plus 10. That quantity plus the quantity of 5x minus 31. So we have the quantity of 4x squared minus 11x plus 10, that whole quantity, plus the quantity of 5x minus 31. So we only have one x squared term for both of them. You'll just keep your 4x squared the way it is. So you keep 4x squared, then you have negative 11x plus 5x, that'd be minus 6x then. Then you have 10 minus 31, that'd be minus 21. So what you should get is 4x to the second minus 6x minus 21 in the end. Let's see, 9x to the third minus 4 plus x squared plus 8x, that whole quantity minus the quantity of 7x to the third minus 3x plus 7. So we have the quantity of 9x to the third minus 4 plus x squared plus 8x, that whole quantity, minus the quantity of 7x to the third minus 3x plus 7. You notice with your first quantity, they're trying to confuse you again. They have the terms out of order. So again, start with your highest power, which would be the x to the third. So 9x to the third minus 7x to the third, that will end up being 2x to the third. Then look at your x squareds next. So you'd have x squared, well that's the only second power term, so you just have plus x squared. Then look at your x to the first. You'd have 8x minus 3x, that's 8x plus 3x, so that'll give you plus 11x. Then you have negative 4 minus 7, that'd be minus 11. So what you should get in the end here is going to be 2x to the third plus x squared plus 11x minus 1. Sorry, 11x minus 11, excuse me. I don't know where I got the 1 from, it's 11. Only not too many more here. I have about 6 more. So let's see, we have negative 3x to the third plus x minus 11. That whole quantity minus the quantity of 4x to the third plus x squared minus x. All right. So we have the quantity of negative 3x to the third plus x minus 11, that whole quantity, minus the quantity of 4x to the third plus x squared minus x. So again, look at your highest power first. That's x to the third. So you have negative 3x to the third minus 4x to the third. That's going to give you negative 7x to the third. You only have one x squared term, so this would just be minus x squared. Then you would have x minus x. That'd turn into x plus x, which would be 2x. And then you just have one constant term, minus 11. So when simplified, you should end up getting negative 7x to the third minus x squared plus 2x minus 11 for your answer. Let's see, 6x squared minus 19x plus 5 minus 19x squared minus 4x plus 9. Okay. So we have the quantity of 6x squared minus 19x plus 5, that quantity minus the quantity of 19x squared minus 4x plus 9. So start with your highest power, which would just be the x squared. So 6x squared minus 19x squared would give you negative 13x squared. Then you'd have negative 19x minus 4x, so negative 19x plus 4x, so that'd be minus 15x. And then 5 minus 9, that'd be minus 4. So what you should end up getting would be negative 13x squared minus 15x minus 4. Alright, 4 more. So let's see. 10x to the third minus 4x squared plus 3x, that whole quantity, minus x cubed minus x squared plus 1. So we got the quantity of 10x to the third minus 4x squared plus 3x minus the quantity of x to the third minus x squared plus 1. So start with your highest power, that's going to be to the third. So 10x to the third minus x to the third, that'd be 9x to the third. Then you have negative 4x squared minus x squared, so negative 4x squared plus x squared, that'd be minus 3x squared. Then you just have 1x at the first, so that'd just be plus 3x. And then you have only a single constant, so minus 1. So all this would simplify into 9x to the third minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 1. Alright, 3 more. The quantity of 50x minus 3 plus the quantity of 8x to the third plus 7x squared plus x plus 4. Alright, so we have 50x to the third, 50x minus 3, that whole quantity, plus the quantity of 8x to the third plus 7x squared plus x plus 1. Start with your highest power between both of these. That's going to be your x to the third. You just have a plus 8x to the third. So start with 8x to the third. You also only have 1x to the second term, so this would be plus 7x to the second. Now you have a 50x plus an x. This would be plus 51x. Then you have negative 3 plus 4. That would be plus 1. So this would all simplify into 8x to the third plus 7x squared plus 51x plus 1. I have about 2 more, then we're done. Let's see. 10x minus 3 plus 7x squared plus the quantity of x to the third minus 2x plus 17. Alright, so they got stuff out of order with the first quantity, and then they skip a term in the second one. So you have the quantity of 10x minus 3 plus 7x squared, that quantity plus the quantity of x to the third minus 2x plus 17. So again, they're trying to trick you. Well, look at the highest power between both quantities. That's your x to the third. You just have a plus x to the third. So you'll start with the x to the third. Now the second quantity has no x squared term, but the first one does. You have plus 7x squared. So you'll have x to the third plus 7x squared. Now both of them have an x to the first term. You'd have 10x plus negative 2x. Well, that'd be plus 8x. Both of them also have a constant term. You'd have a negative 3 plus 17. That'd be plus 14. So this should simplify into x to the third plus 7x squared plus 8x plus 14 for your answer. And I got just one last one. All right, let's see. 3x to the third minus 5x to the fourth minus 10x plus 1. That whole quantity plus the quantity of 17x to the fourth minus x to the third. All right, so you got two quantities here. So the first one's actually out of order. You have 3x to the third minus 5x to the fourth minus 10x plus 1. That whole quantity plus the quantity of 17x to the fourth minus x to the third. So again, start with your highest powers. In this case, it's going to be the x to the fourth terms. So you'd have negative 5x to the fourth plus 17x to the fourth. Well, that's just going to give you 12x to the fourth. Next will be your x to the thirds. You'd have 3x to the third minus x to the third. So that'd be plus 2x to the third. Neither of these quantities have an x to the second, but the first quantity has an x to the first. You just have minus 10x. And only the first quantity has a constant, then the plus 1. So all this is going to simplify into 12x to the fourth plus 2x to the third minus 10x plus 1. So pretty easy stuff, adding and subtracting polynomials. Next lesson we will multiply two polynomials together, which will involve foiling. So I hope everyone has a great day. Take care.